My boss fired me in front of everyone, then security escorted him out instead. I was sitting in the quarterly all-hands meeting when my boss, Greg, stood up. 50 employees packed in the conference room. He pointed directly at me. Before we start, I need to address something. Effective immediately, we're terminating Alex Foster. My stomach dropped. Everyone turned to look. Greg's voice got louder. Alex has been underperforming for months, missing deadlines, costing us clients. We can't carry dead weight anymore. I stood up, shaking. That's not true. I hit every target this quarter. He talked over me. Pack your desk. You're done. Security will escort you out. I looked around for support. My coworkers stared at their phones, the floor, anywhere but me. HR Director Janet sat in the back corner, stone-faced, taking notes. Greg, can we talk privately? My voice cracked. He shook his head. No. Everyone needs to see what happens when you don't pull your weight. This is accountability. I felt tears coming. This was public execution. I'd worked here 5 years, never missed a deadline. Reviews always excellent. This made no sense. I want to see documentation. Greg laughed. You'll get your final paycheck. That's it. Now leave before I have you removed. 2 security guards stood by the door. I grabbed my bag, face burning, walked toward the exit while 50 people watched in silence. Longest walk of my life. But as I reached the door, Janet stood up. Actually, Greg, can you explain the $340,000 discrepancy in the Q3 budget? The room went quiet. Greg's face changed. What are you talking about? Janet opened her laptop. The wire transfers you've been making to offshore accounts, using company funds. Greg's voice got defensive. Those were approved vendor payments. Check the records. Janet clicked her screen. I did check. The vendors don't exist. You created shell companies and funneled money to yourself. People started whispering. Greg was sweating. This is ridiculous. You're deflecting from Alex's poor performance. Janet stood. Alex's performance has been excellent. I have the real numbers. You've been falsifying reports to justify firing people and covering your embezzlement. She gestured to security. Officers, please stay by the door. Greg looked around wildly. This is insane. I'm VP of operations. You can't accuse me without proof. Janet turned her laptop showing bank statements, wire transfers, emails. I've been investigating 3 months. The FBI has copies of everything. Greg backed toward the side door. Security blocked it. Janet's voice was calm. We needed you to do something public and reckless. Something that would justify immediate termination without severance. Thank you for firing Alex in front of witnesses. My brain tried catching up. This was planned. They'd used me as bait. Greg pointed at me. This is a setup. Alex is in on this. Janet shook her head. Alex knew nothing. We couldn't risk tipping you off, but we knew you'd been trying to fire Alex for months because their performance made your fake numbers look suspicious. We figured if we gave you the room, you'd finally do it. Greg's face went pale. You can't do this. I have contracts. Lawyers. Janet closed her laptop. Your contract has a termination for cause clause. Embezzlement is cause. Security. Please escort Mr. Hartley out. Greg was yelling. This is illegal. I'll sue. I'll destroy this company. But security had him by both arms, walking him toward the door. He was still screaming as they pulled him into the hallway. The door closed. Silence. Janet looked at me. Alex, I apologize for putting you through that. We needed Greg to feel secure enough to act. Your termination gave us grounds to seize his access immediately. I sat down, hands shaking. So I'm not fired? Janet smiled. Not only are you not fired, the board wants to offer you Greg's position. Interim VP of operations. Double your salary. The room started clapping. My coworker Lisa stood up. About time someone took that asshole down. Janet continued. Greg's been stealing for 18 months. Created fake vendors, inflated budgets, skimmed the difference. Total theft of $340,000. Alex, your accurate numbers kept contradicting his lies. That's why he wanted you gone. I tried processing this. Why not fire him quietly? Janet sat down. We needed him to terminate someone without cause in front of witnesses. Creates ironclad justification for immediate dismissal without legal protections. People came up apologizing for not speaking up. Lisa hugged me. I'm sorry. I was terrified he'd come after me next. Over the next week, more details emerged. Greg had been stealing since his promotion. Used money for a boat, second house, gambling debts. FBI charged him with wire fraud. His lawyer tried fighting, but evidence was overwhelming. 50 witnesses to his confession. I accepted the interim VP position. First thing I did was pull everyone's real performance numbers. Greg had been falsifying reviews for anyone who questioned him. 5 people got corrected records and apologies. 3 months later, the board made my position permanent. VP of operations. Same office Greg was escorted from. Greg's in federal prison now. 18 months and counting. His wife divorced him and took everything.